What if I told you that the key to happiness lies within your thoughts? Yes, you heard that right. Our thoughts have a profound impact on our lives, influencing our feelings, our actions, and indeed, our overall sense of happiness. Let's dive into this fascinating subject, shall we? Now, imagine your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of positivity and nurture them with care, you will reap a harvest of happiness. But if you let weeds of negativity overrun your garden, they will choke out your joy. Our thoughts can be our greatest allies or our worst enemies. They can lift us up to the heights of joy or plunge us into the depths of despair. It's all a matter of perspective. If you view the world through a lens of positivity, you will find reasons to be happy in the most ordinary moments. But if you focus on the negative, you'll find yourself surrounded by gloom, no matter how bright the sun shines. The power of thought is not just about being blindly optimistic. It's about being realistic, but with a positive twist. It's about seeing the silver lining in every cloud, the opportunity in every challenge. It's about believing in your abilities, cherishing your achievements, and having faith that you can overcome any obstacle that comes your way. Our thoughts also have a ripple effect. A single positive thought can inspire a chain of positive actions leading to positive outcomes. Likewise, a single negative thought can trigger a cascade of negative actions leading to negative outcomes. And here's the most exciting part. Just as you have the power to choose your actions, you also have the power to choose your thoughts. You can choose to cultivate positivity, to nurture happiness, and to banish negativity from your mind. So, are you ready to unlock the door to your happiness? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this fascinating journey. Firstly, to aim for happiness, we need to understand what it truly is. Is it a destination or a journey? The concept of happiness is one that's been explored and debated for centuries. Philosophers, scientists, and poets alike have all tried to pin down what it means to be truly happy. There's a common misconception that happiness is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, a final destination that we reach after achieving all our goals. But if we're always waiting to reach that elusive pot of gold, are we ever really happy? Happiness is not a constant state of euphoria, nor is it the absence of problems or pain. It's not something that can be bought, earned, or won. It's not about being in a state of perpetual joy, but rather about experiencing a range of emotions and acknowledging that each one has its own value. It's not about having a perfect life, but about finding meaning and joy in the life we have. The truth is, happiness is subjective. It can mean different things to different people. For some, happiness might be a quiet evening at home with a good book. For others, it might be a wild adventure in a far-off land. Some find happiness in solitude, others in the company of loved ones. Some find it in the pursuit of knowledge, others in the creation of art. There's no one-size-fits-all definition of happiness because we're all unique individuals with our own passions, interests, and values. One thing is for certain though, happiness is a journey, not a destination. It's about finding joy in the little things, cherishing the moments, and appreciating the journey. It's about learning to be content with what we have while still striving for growth and improvement. It's about finding balance and harmony in our lives and making peace with our past, present, and future. In the end, happiness is not something that happens to us, but something we create for ourselves. It comes from within, from our thoughts, attitudes, and perceptions. It's a state of mind, a way of life. Remember, happiness is a journey, not a destination, and this journey begins with your thoughts. Now, let's explore the art of positive thinking. Imagine, if you will, a brushstroke of optimism on the canvas of your mind. That's exactly what positive thinking is, a vibrant splash of hope, joy, and resilience that can transform the monochrome of everyday life into a masterpiece of happiness. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring the reality of life's challenges. It's about approaching those challenges with a constructive, can-do attitude. It's about seeing the glass as half full, not half empty. It means focusing on the opportunities, not the obstacles. The benefits of positive thinking are as vast as the cosmos. It can reduce stress and foster a sense of well-being. It can boost your confidence and resilience. It can even improve your physical health. Yes, you heard it right. A positive state of mind can lead to a positive state of body. Now, let's dive into the ocean of examples. Picture yourself waking up to a cloudy day. A positive thought would be, the sky may be gray, but my day is going to be bright. Or let's say you didn't do well in a project. Instead of dwelling on the failure, a positive thought would be, I may have faltered this time, but I have learned valuable lessons that will help me succeed in the future. And it's not just about your personal life. Positive thinking can enhance your professional life too. Imagine you're facing a daunting task at work. A positive thought would be, this is a challenging task, but I'm capable and it's an opportunity to grow. You see, positive thinking is like a beacon of light that guides you through the darkest tunnels of life. It's the melody that makes life's symphony harmonious. It's the magic potion that can transform a frog of negativity into a prince of happiness. So positive thinking is the first step towards happiness, but how can we cultivate it? Let's find out. Cultivating positive thoughts may seem challenging at first, but with practice it becomes second nature. It's like gardening. You plant seeds, you water them, you nurture them, and eventually they bloom into beautiful flowers. The same principle applies to our minds. Let's begin with gratitude practice. It's one of the most effective ways to cultivate positivity. Think about it. When you're focused on what you're grateful for, it's hard to dwell on the negatives. So how about starting each day by listing 3 things you're grateful for? They don't have to be grand. It could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee or the sound of birds chirping outside your window. Before you know it, you'll find yourself naturally gravitating towards positivity. Next, let's talk about mindfulness. It's a fancy word that essentially means being present in the moment. When we're mindful, we're not worrying about the past or stressing about the future. We're fully engaged in the here and now. And when we're living in the moment, we're more likely to notice and appreciate the positive aspects of our lives. Try practicing mindfulness during everyday activities, like when you're brushing your teeth or eating your breakfast. You'll be amazed at how it can transform your perspective. Finally, there's meditation. It's not just for monks or yogis, folks. Anyone can meditate, and it's a powerful tool for cultivating positive thoughts. Through meditation, you can train your brain to focus on positivity and let go of negative thought patterns. Start with just 5 minutes a day and gradually increase as you feel comfortable. It's like a workout for your mind, and trust me, the results are worth it. And remember, cultivating positive thoughts isn't a one-time thing. It's a continuous process, like watering a garden. It might take time to see the fruits of your labor, but don't be discouraged. Keep at it, and you'll find that positivity becomes a natural part of your mindset. With these techniques, you can start cultivating positive thoughts today. But remember, it's a continuous process. Keep watering, keep nurturing, and you'll see your garden of positivity flourish. However, to cultivate positive thoughts, we must first learn to overcome negative ones. Imagine our minds as gardens. Now, negative thoughts, they're like weeds. They have this uncanny knack of sprouting up uninvited, choking out the positive flowers we're trying to grow. So, how do we weed out these unwelcome visitors? Let's explore some strategies. One of the most effective techniques is cognitive restructuring. Sounds fancy, right? But it's really just a posh term for changing the way you think. When we stumble upon a negative thought, we need to challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? More often than not, you'll find it's just a pesky weed trying to take root. Let's illustrate with an example. You've made a minor mistake at work, and the thought creeps in. I'm terrible at my job. Now challenge that thought. Is one mistake really a measure of your overall performance? Heck no. Everyone makes mistakes. It's how we learn and grow. So reframe that thought to, I made a mistake, but I can learn from it. Another great strategy is self-compassion. It's about being a friend to yourself, particularly when times get tough. So When a negative thought tries to make a home in your mind, be gentle with yourself. Embrace the thought, acknowledge it, and then kindly show it the door. Consider this scenario. You're feeling down because you didn't achieve a goal you set for yourself. The thought, "I'm a failure," begins to take hold. Instead of berating yourself, soothe yourself as a friend would. You might say, "It's okay, I didn't reach my goal this time, but that doesn't mean I won't next time. I'll keep trying." Remember, overcoming negative thoughts is just as important as cultivating positive ones. It's all part of the journey towards happiness. Another key element in our journey to happiness is self-acceptance. You've probably heard that phrase before. But what does it truly mean? In essence, self-acceptance is about embracing who you are in all your glory and imperfection, without judgment or criticism. It's about acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses, your success and failures, and still being able to love and accept yourself completely. Now, why is self-acceptance so important in achieving happiness? Well, think about it this way. When we lack self-acceptance, we're constantly at war with ourselves. We're never satisfied, always chasing after an ideal that's often unattainable. This constant struggle can create stress, anxiety, and ultimately unhappiness. On the other hand, when we accept ourselves, we create peace within. We let go of self-judgment and criticism, and in doing so, we open ourselves up to happiness. We realize that it's okay to be imperfect, to make mistakes, and to have flaws. After all, these are the things that make us human, that make us unique. So, how can we practice self-acceptance? Here's a tip. Start by being kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding you'd offer a loved one. Remember, no one is perfect, and that includes you. It's okay to make mistakes, to fail, to be imperfect. Another tip is to challenge negative self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking negatively about yourself, stop and reframe those thoughts. Instead of saying, "I'm a failure," say, "I didn't succeed this time, but I learned something valuable that I can use next time." Lastly, recognize and appreciate your strengths. It's easy to focus on our flaws and overlook our strengths, but acknowledging and celebrating your strengths can boost your self-esteem and foster self-acceptance. With self-acceptance, we can embrace our imperfections and still find happiness. After all, we're all perfectly imperfect. While thoughts are powerful, actions are equally important. Consider this. You have the blueprint of a magnificent, grand mansion in your hands. A blueprint filled with intricate details, promising a dream home once it's built. But that's what it will remain. A dream, unless you take the necessary action to construct it. Similarly, the thoughts and ideas in your mind are like blueprints. They outline your dreams, your desires, your happiness. But without action, they remain just that, blueprints. Let's talk about the actions that can lead to happiness. First off, pursuing your passions. These are the things that make your heart sing, that make you lose track of time. When you do what you love, you're not just passing time, you're living. So, if you've always wanted to paint, pick up that brush. If you've always wanted to dance, put on those dancing shoes. Make your passions a priority and happiness will follow. Next, helping others. There's a unique joy that comes from lending a hand, from making someone else's day a little brighter. It could be as simple as helping a neighbor with their groceries, or as big as volunteering for a cause you care about. Remember, every act of kindness, no matter how small, sends ripples of happiness into the world. And then there's maintaining healthy relationships. Relationships are like gardens. They need to be tended to, nurtured. So, spend quality time with your loved ones, be there for them in their times of need, and show them that you care. In return, you'll find a garden blooming with happiness. The key is to not just think about these actions, but to actually do them, to take the steps, however small, towards your happiness. Because at the end of the day, happiness is not a destination, but a journey. And it's the actions we take along this journey that truly matter. So don't just think about happiness, act on it. Remember, actions speak louder than words. We've covered a lot today, so let's recap. We began our journey by acknowledging the significant role our thoughts play in shaping our reality. The power of thought is immense. It's like a rudder that steers the ship of our lives. If we can master our thoughts, we can navigate our way towards any destination, including the coveted island of happiness. Then we delved into the concept of happiness. It's not a destination, but rather a journey. It's not about the accumulation of material wealth, but the richness of our experiences, relationships, and inner peace. We explored the art of positive thinking. It's not about ignoring life's problems, but confronting them with a hopeful and optimistic mindset. By cultivating positive thoughts, we plant the seeds of joy, love, and fulfillment in the garden of our minds. An important part of our discussion was about overcoming negative thoughts. They're like weeds in our mental garden. We need to recognize them, understand their roots, and then gently pull them out. This is not a one-time task, but a constant process. Much like gardening, we also touched upon the role of self-acceptance. It's about embracing ourselves fully with all our strengths and weaknesses. It's about realizing that we are enough, just as we are. It's about letting go of the need for external validation and finding peace within ourselves. Finally, we discussed the power of action. Thoughts alone can't bring happiness. They need to be followed by action. It's like a car. Thoughts are the fuel that can take us to our destination, but it's our actions that actually drive us there. Remember, the journey to happiness begins with a single thought. So start thinking your way to happiness today. Before we wrap up, a quick reminder. As we embark on the winding road of life, let's not forget that the power of thought can be our most reliable compass, guiding us towards the happiness we seek. You've heard about understanding happiness, the art of positive thinking, cultivating positive thoughts, overcoming negative thoughts, the role of self-acceptance, and the power of action. Now, it's time to take these insights and apply them to your life. Imagine a world where each day you wake up with a sense of exhilaration, ready to embrace the day's challenges. Picture a life where happiness is not an elusive dream, but a constant companion. This world, this life, is within your grasp. All it takes is the courage to start applying what you've learned today. Of course, it's easier said than done. Change doesn't happen overnight. But remember, every journey begins with a single step. Start by catching yourself whenever a negative thought tries to creep in. Replace it with a positive one. Practice gratitude and self-acceptance, even on the days when it feels difficult. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Each of us is navigating our own path, stumbling, getting back up, and learning along the way. So, why not share this journey with each other? I invite you to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments section below. Let's learn from each other, celebrate each other's victories, and offer support in times of struggle. In the end, happiness is not about the absence of problems. It's about the ability to deal with them, armed with a positive mindset and a heart full of self-acceptance. It's about understanding that we are not defined by our circumstances, but by our thoughts and actions. Thank you for joining this journey towards happiness. Remember, happiness is not a destination, it's a journey. So start your journey today and keep thinking positive. If this video has been a beacon of light in your journey towards happiness, a sub to the channel would mean the world to us. It's a small gesture, yet it fuels our passion to create content that uplifts, inspires, and empowers. More than anything, it's an affirmation that we're on the right track, that we're making a difference, one video at a time. Remember to stay happy, healthy, and elevated. In this journey of life, there will be ups and downs, turns and detours. But as long as you're moving forward, as long as you're learning and growing, you're on the right path. So keep your head high, your heart open, and your spirit unbroken. Thank you for watching and for being a part of this community. Your support, your comments, your shares, they all add up to make this journey more meaningful and fulfilling. Remember to subscribe for more content like this and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Stay tuned and remember, the best is yet to come. Finally, know that happiness is not a solitary pursuit. It's a collective journey where we learn from each other, grow together, and lift each other up. So, let's continue this conversation in the comments section. Share your thoughts, your experiences, your victories, and your struggles. Let's create a space where empathy, understanding, and positivity are the norm, not the exception. Once again, thank you for your time and your trust. Until next time, stay positive, stay strong, and stay happy.